Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and in today's video we are back with some transfer news. What has been going on in Chelsea? It has been a minute since I've been on here, but I am back with some relevant news. I feel like the news that has been coming out has been a lot of repetition, but I am here to give you, I think, unique news. So if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the content, you like what you see, please consider subscribing, turn the post notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Like the video too, it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So in terms of Chelsea, I mentioned in my previous video that we will be injecting money in terms of our players. We'll be injecting money in terms of our club in order to buy players, but this will mean that we will have to be letting go of some players, or there will be some swaps happening. Now, in terms of Chelsea, there has been a lot that has been going on, and the one that really caught my eye was Hakim Ziyech. So I will start with Hakim Ziyech. Now, in terms of Hakim Ziyech, apparently he is looking to go on loan. This is what has been happening in terms of talks between his agents, Chelsea and AC Milan. I did not see this one coming, but I feel like it's good for Ziyech. Ziyech doesn't get a lot of game time, especially in the Premier League games, mostly in the other tournaments, for instance Carabao Cup, FA Cup. So I feel like this would be a great challenge for him, going on loan and then coming back to Chelsea, because there is an option to buy though. But this is what is going on in terms of Ziyech. Now, what is the news saying? Reports according to Fabrizio are that Hakim Ziyech agents have had direct talks with AC Milan. He would be happy to join the club, and Chelsea are open to letting him leave if the right conditions are guaranteed. To continue with the news, now according to ES Grimes, she mentioned the fact that AC Milan and Chelsea have reached an agreement for Ziyech, a loan move worth 5 million with an obligation to buy of 20 million, and apparently the agents have already agreed to the personal terms. The last stance in terms of the talks is that the loan move will be for a year with 5 million plus 2 million bonus, and the obligation to buy of the 20 million, and the payment will be made in 2 installments. Now, if this is correct, it's safe to say that Ziyech is going on loan. Now, how do I feel about this? Ziyech has had incredible goals throughout the season. Yes, sometimes he's just not his best, but with his left leg, the Moroccan wizard sometimes shows up and just gives it all in terms of the game. And for him leaving, I feel like it will be a challenge for him with the obligation to buy. If he enjoys his time there, if he does well, possibly AC Milan will look to buy the player. But if this does not go through, Hakim Ziyech will most likely come back to Chelsea. Now, this loan will be happening for a year. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think Ziyech will be leaving? Do you think he should stay? It is what it is, and if Ziyech is leaving, I'll definitely wish him all the best. He has contributed great goals in terms of Chelsea, in terms of the Champions League. When he's called upon, he has contributed greatly. So if he leaves, I wish him the absolute best. Now, in terms of Sterling, apparently Thomas Tuchel is really pushing for this move. Now, it's not only Sterling, more players that I will be getting into, so make sure you stick around till the end of the video. Now, in terms of Sterling, what are the reports saying? Now, according to Matt Law, he had to say that Thomas Tuchel has made contact ahead of Chelsea's bid. He is one of Thomas Tuchel's top attacking targets. Chelsea are now preparing an opening bid worth between 50 million to 60 million pounds, and yeah, it looks like Thomas Tuchel really wants this to happen. I did not know Thomas Tuchel has so much admiration for the player. Of course, he's a bit old, but maybe Thomas Tuchel sees something in him that we all don't see. But let's see how this goes. How do I feel about Sterling coming to Chelsea? I have seen him playing with Reece James in terms of the national team. Their connection was great, but how will he fare in Chelsea? Will he adapt? If he's not able to adapt, how will Thomas Tuchel handle this? Now, I like the fact that Thomas Tuchel is the one making decisions, and the board is backing him up. So if there's a mistake, if anything happens throughout the season, I will be blaming TT. Yes, come for me wherever you want, but I will actually be blaming him because he is going for it. He sees something in the players, not only Sterling, but more players that I'll be getting to. But if he's actually for Sterling coming to Chelsea, then let's see what happens. I'm a bit nervous about Sterling coming to Chelsea because Man City, yeah. We've not had the best relationship with Man City. Of course, there's that competition, healthy competition that's there. I don't know whether he will be open to coming to Chelsea, but if this happens, Let's see how it goes. I'm a bit nervous about this one, but tell me how you feel about Sterling coming to Chelsea. Then in terms of the next news, more players that Thomas Tuchel is pushing for include Dembele. Now in terms of Ousmane Dembele, here is what the reports are saying. Now Barcelona are thinking about withdrawing their offer. There's a division within the board as some believe that it will be a logical decision for the club's image to withdraw the offer. Thomas Tuchel is pressing on Dembele to accept their offer. The interest is so strong that Chelsea are willing to offer him 8 million euros a year to join the club. And apparently, more reports in terms of Dembele are that Dembele wants to stay where he is right now because the coach loves him, the players loves him, and he's happy where he is. Now, of course, we have to remember the video that he was asked by a fan, are you moving to Chelsea? And he just gave a nervous chuckle. Now, will he be coming to Chelsea? I have mentioned about his injury status. He's very injury prone, but he is a phenomenal player. Now, if we can just put aside the injury proneness and the fact that he can recover quickly, then I don't see a reason why this deal will not go through. If Thomas Tuchel is pushing for these players, if Thomas Tuchel is pushing for these two players, Raheem Sterling and Dembele, the board is definitely backing him up. And what Thomas Tuchel wants is what Thomas Tuchel will get. So let's see what goes on. This is what is happening in terms of the transfer news. Now, more transfer news include the fact that Everton are interested in not one of our players, but two of our star players. Now, these young players have been doing phenomenally in terms of Premier League. Now, in terms of the first player is Conor Gallagher, and the second player is Billy Gilmour. Now, Billy Gilmour, not the best season at Norwich, but he's back in Chelsea. Of course, he was just a loan for a year. Norwich mentioned the fact that they don't want to be developing players for other teams. So, yeah, that was just an embarrassing saga in terms of Norwich. In terms of Conor Gallagher in Crystal Palace, he was shining. He was just phenomenal. I think he was the player of the season in terms of Crystal Palace. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Everton are interested in these two players. Do I see this still happening? I don't think so. Billy Gilmour, when he was in Chelsea in 2020-2021 season, he was great. Yes, he's small in stature, but his football skills are incredible. We need as many players as possible, young players, older players, mid-aged players, because most of our players are leaving. Now, in terms of the players who have left, we are looking for replacements for them, and the main focus, according to Thomas Tuchel, is on the defense. So in terms of the defense, in terms of midfield, we need to make sure we have as many players as possible, including youngins, and we shouldn't be letting them go. Do I think Everton will go through with this deal in terms of Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmour? Absolutely not. Not because Conor Gallagher should bring back his stats, should bring back his playing, should bring back. He's shining back to Chelsea. Chelsea have scheduled swaps De Ligt with Timo plus cash. Thomas Tuchel is pushing for De Ligt as his highest priority. Jules Koundé is still on the list, but as I said, Thomas Tuchel is really pushing for certain players, and I would like to think that he is seeing the vision and he knows what he's doing, because if not, come next season, I will be cutting throats. And I know, yes, we should have faith in our coach, but yeah. Let's just not make the wrong decisions. In terms of Timo, I will not look for Timo to be leaving. Now, apparently Juventus is interested in Timo. Now, do I see Timo leaving? Timo, he said when he's playing for Germany, he's a complete different player. Fans have noticed it too. But when it comes to Chelsea, his contributions are great. Let us not undermine Timo Werner. He works really hard on the pitch. He scores sometimes, yes. His misses are there, and there are plenty, but he is a great player. Should we let go of Timo? I don't think this is the right decision. How do you guys feel about this? Tell me in the comment section down below. That is what is happening in Chelsea. Now, of course, I have to mention this, but I'll just give it a slight minute in my video because it's not worth mentioning it. But apparently, Romelu Lukaku was brought down to tears, I think tears of joy, when he was told that the deal to Inter Milan had gone through. But in terms of the fan, they're not really happy about this. They said that he will have to work hard and he will have to prove himself. Now, it's just funny, yeah, because in Chelsea, after the interview, he had to try and prove himself. Now, he has to go back to Inter Milan to try and prove himself. Don't you get tired? Anyway, guys, that is the latest in terms of Chelsea and the transfer news. That is what is going on. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much if you've reached this far. I really appreciate you. Comment down and which country you're watching from in the comment section down below. I'm always happy to interact with you guys. Like the video too, share it to family and friends. I'll see you in my next video.